All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we are live with a very special midweek smoke session with the Pipe Hunter. And
What's going on?
didn't know it beforehand and made a suggestion when I messaged him earlier and forced his hand to go to the post office. But Hunter, to be fair, 3 days without going to the post office, it was time.
Well, first of all, excuse me for the cough, ladies and gentlemen.
We're not that rural. It's not like you had to take a dog sled into town.
Actually, the post office is literally the only person I know that lives closer to the post office is you. To be honest.
Well, I mean, it'd be hard to get much closer.
But I live very close to one walking distance, but I didn't know to smoke this until the podcast this weekend, so I didn't think there was any rush to get it. So, but
all right, guys, I'm just giving him a hard time. But seriously, check your post office box occasionally. Guys, we have the Carolina Red Flake, and we will be doing a more in-depth review or impression on the podcast this coming Saturday. But we need to get a little bit more acquainted with it first, and I think that's what we're going to do here. We're going to pop these tins.
Real quick before we go, I'm curious, what number did you get? Because mine's cooler, I can guarantee you.
I bought two, and this one is $78.99.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool. I got 17007.
Man, that's a high number.
So, do you want a low number or a high number of these?
Well, you almost didn't get yours, is what that number meant.
Okay, what's your production date? Mine is September 4th.
Mine don't have a day of the... Where do you see a day of the month?
The bottom.
Okay. August 26th.
What?
August 26th.
Oh, crap. I really did almost not get one. Mine's in September.
Dude, I wasn't joking.
Holy crap. What's going on, man?
Doing better than we deserve, brother. How are you doing? So, yeah, obviously you're not going to be able to hear anything, but I'm going to... Watch this. Did you hear that? Whoa!
Yeah. Let's see if mine does any better. I know it won't.
Yeah, I heard nothing. Maybe if I had headphones on, it'd be like at least possible, but
I don't know. I had my guitar at the one time and nothing came of it. So let's see what we got here.
Tenno, I'm getting the listen, Tenno, I'm getting the ketchup left on the wrapper of a McDouble the next day.
He's actually right. That's so
let me get the beautiful missus to smell it. I'm getting the ketchup on the wrapper of the McDouble the day after.
And it has to be McDonald's ketchup. No other ketchup will do this. But there's a little cheese.
He actually just nodded.
So look.
Nailed the tin note, baby. Ketchup on the wrapper of McDouble the day after.
Like ring. Okay, so this is what's interesting about this. A lot of Red Flake, a lot of Red Virginias have a ketchup flavor, vinegary flavor. McClellan was especially known for it, but usually the ketchup is real vinegary.
Good Lord. Dude,
this is not vinegary ketchup. That's
right. It's dried out. The vinegar done evaporated. It's what's left behind. Blue Line said, same here, better than I deserve and twice as good as I look. I've never heard that one. Might have to borrow that one, brother man. That's a good one. Yeah. So the vinegary smell is not evaporated because it's dried out a little bit, but it's the McDouble ketchup the day after.
Yeah, that's wild. I've never seen a ketchup note in a Red Virginia that wasn't the vinegary ketchup.
It's oddly specific, and your man Captain Burley Slice out of the park. Hey guys, if anyone was wondering, I'm going to show a couple of my trade secrets tonight on this live. The real big one is to come here in a few, but for the time being, I've seen how God has blessed you guys with these nice leather tobacco trays. And I have my solution that works for me, and I would like to show that off. So everyone has their tobacco trays. I've seen the. See, that's
Cornell and Deal branded.
All right. This is Dixie Ultra. Don't judge me. Form or function over form. This works extremely well.
You think that's funny? Even. So listen, I'm gonna go pack this pipe. By the way, I'm smoking my Savinelli 1989 collection pipe.
Oh, that's pretty, dude. That's a clincher too. Let me see that mouthpiece. Hold just the. Oh, brother, I could jab my jaws holding that one in there. That's beautiful.
Pretty good sized bowl. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to pack this a little differently, just for the fun of it. At the bottom, I'm going to pack it more fine.
Okay, Jeremy.
Chunk. And then at the very, very top, I'm going to put some dusting on it for kindling and see what happens.
Jeremy Roof style. I like it. Yeah. All right, I'm going to smoke, guys, in the Savinelli 311 KS, and probably be the smartest approach for me.
So this does not smell anything like the other Carolina Red Flakes I've had, and I've had 2 or 3.
It's really fresh. I just wonder how much that has a blank stencil sheet. Dude, that makes sense. That makes all the sense in the world. This is pretty moist, man.
Yeah. It's definitely got some. And it's a Red Virginia. They can get kind of bitey.
I might go nuke mine for a second, dude.
Do what you need to do.
I think I'm going to.
I'll hold the.
Can you help me out?
Yeah.
Throw it in the microwave.
Yeah.
10 seconds. The thing flashes. We can count 10 accurately. I need 10, not 11, not 12. 10 seconds.
So leaving it chunky on top isn't working out too well because it breaks up pretty easy.
Yeah, it's Cornell and Dill's flake. I just kind of rubbed it out fully.
I don't know if that made any difference. Let's see if I can do some kindling on top.
Guys, anyway, I hope everyone's had a wonderful Wednesday. Oh, hump day. Sometimes when you work a regular Monday to Friday job like me, hump day is the one that it's like hard to persevere through, and I certainly had that experience today. So hopefully everyone's having a great week and nice time in the evening to have a smoke and get ready to recharge the batteries.
Blue Line. I've had Red Carpet. It's pretty well. It's Cornell and Deal Red Virginia, and Cornell and Deal have a very specific way of doing their Red Virginia that's unique to everyone else. So, how would I explain it?
Someone just posted something about Red Carpet the other day. I cannot remember who it was.
I think it was Walt, if I remember correctly.
It might be. It might have been.
But it's pretty similar. If you want something like Carolina Red Flake that you can kind of always find, then I think Red Carpet will fit the bill. Another one you could try is Cornell and Deal's Opening Night, which also has some bright Virginia in it. And that one's really good. And it ages great. That's one of the best Cornell and Deal blends, actually. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. But Red Carpet, you'd be safe with it. Opening Night, you'd be safe with it. And maybe I should mention this for the video, just in case no one else has on the internet. The components.
Yes, please go through that.
Okay, so Cornell and Deal small batch blends are handcrafted in small quantities by our expert blenders right here in the South Carolina. Our tribute to the Old Belt Carolina Red Flake with Perique showcases this Cornell and Deal like writing is so small, my eyes are not good enough to see.
We've had this issue before.
Okay. Balancing deep undertones of port, wine, and stone fruits with highlights of pepper, spice, citrus. It's rich, deep, and complex. It's how a Virginia Red Flake should be. Components are 2013 Virginia Mahogany, Virginia with 12% sugar. 2017 North Carolina Red, Virginia with 12.5% sugar. 2019 Georgia Orange, Virginia with 17% sugar. 2019 North Carolina Red, Virginia with 10% sugar. And 2022 North Carolina Orange Red, Virginia tips with 13.5% sugar. And of course, Perique from 31 Farms. That's a quick rundown of it. There we go.
Blue Line said that Mark Piper 81 sent him a sample of Red Carpet, and he really enjoys it. Yeah, Mark is awesome, man. I really like Mark. Mark is relatable to me. He's somewhere in Appalachia, I guarantee. I don't even know where he's from.
Oh, he's in Georgia.
Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark is relatable to me, man. He just seems like a neighbor that I have down the street somewhere. Really appreciate him, and obviously you've seen his generosity, and that's awesome. This is the best community in the whole world, man, and I'm convinced of it.
Whenever Mark leaves a comment on my page, he always puts God bless, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I really, really like Mark, man.
And I mean, just a nice guy. I mean, truly genuine, nice guy. But he's pretty funny in his videos. He's funny because he doesn't try to be funny, so he's like naturally funny.
Exactly. You know? He's got good taste in tobacco too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
He's kind of unassuming, but he tears it up. So, boy, I hate to say that incorrectly.
Tejano Piper.
Tejano, yeah. He's got a great channel, by the way. Everybody go check out him as well. He said he has a 10. He's holding off on opening it until he first tries a Scudo, Orlick Golden Slice, and 3 Nuns, so that he has something to compare it with. So apparently he's newer to Virginia's, and he's kind of got the full spectrum going on there, which is pretty fun.
So, all pretty good. Now all Virginia blends, yeah. So Orlick's going to be a mild, straight, bright Virginia. The Scudo is going to have some Red Virginia and some Perique to it. And then 3 Nuns. It's been a while since I spoke to 3 Nuns. It's Virginia and Dark Fire to Kentucky.
Used to be a vapor, right?
Used to be the best vapor you could get.
Yeah, back in the day. So, Tejano, and if I'm saying that wrong, just tell me to shut up. I'm completely good with that. My brother here, the Pipe Hunter, is the Virginia connoisseur, and I'm just trying to play catch up. It's not my ball game, and I do enjoy Virginia's. I'm really starting to get into them, but my experience and my knowledge about Virginia's extremely limited. I'll be honest.
Something about any English blend or Burley Flakes?
The Burley's a little bit newer. Really liking flaked Burley varieties. The last couple months I've been head over heels kind of eating that wide open, but I smoked Englishes for over a decade, almost exclusively, and I'm really trying to branch out now. And but Hunter here, he really knows the Virginias and can get deep into the weeds on it. So if you have any questions at all about anything Virginia pipe tobacco related, we have the guy right here that can probably answer any of the questions. He is very well versed in Virginia's specifically. I am not, but I'm trying. Work in progress.
Really enjoyed exploring the many Virginia blends out there and the many genres of Virginia. And so, Captain Burley Slice, I must apologize to you publicly. I have lied to you.
Okay.
This is sweeter than I expected it to be. This is pretty sweet.
I had a hunch that it would be a bit sweeter than I would like, but I'll be honest, it's not as sweet as I was fearing.
Okay. There's definitely earthiness to it. A lot of spice, but not just spicy, but many spices.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Red Virginia and the various Virginias will give you a lot of different spice notes. Red Virginia has a lot of natural spice, and then Perique has its own spice, as well as being spicy.
Tejano Piper, if you live in the States, my man, and you get a hold of me, CaptainBurleySlice@gmail.com. I have several vapors on hand I could send to you. I would love for you to try a couple that I've been experiencing and enjoying. I have Full Virginia Flake by Samuel Galwith, which I think is fantastic for an untopped, full flavored Virginia. I have some Galwith and Hogarth Louisiana Flake, which is a vapor with a cocoa top note. And if you reach out to me at my email and you would like to try any of those, plus I have some more, just reach out and I would love to get a sample for you and let you experiment a little bit further. Yeah, well, Texas is definitely within the realm of shipping. You know, flat rate boxes will even go to Alaska, I found out. So if you want to try some vapors, email me at CaptainBurleySlice@gmail, and I would love to get some different stuff in your hands for you to try, and look forward to what you think about them. It's no problem on my end. If you'd like to try some more, just reach out. Panhandle Piper's in the chat.
What's
Good
going
evening,
on?
sir. Great to see you.
I got to puff this just a little bit more. I'm being quiet here. I'm analyzing it. This is the quiet part.
Awesome.
And the analyzing.
You want to know what's sad?
What's that?
My very first thought is it was a bit moist. Dried it out in a hurry in the microwave. I'm sure I'm gonna like this more with a little bit more age on it. Like whatever opinion I come up with, I don't know if it'll be fair.
Well, Virginia's definitely smoked better with age on it. Differently, so it depends on how you like your Virginias. But most people will say with more age because the amino acids turn into amino sugars, the natural sugar process.
That's right. It's the ripening of anything containing sugars.
Right.
Yeah. That's not exactly what I'm talking about. It's partially what I'm talking about.
But with that, you also lose some bite and some sting and some rough edges and smooths out. What are you talking about? I may have misunderstood you then.
No, that's part of it. Part of it is just the natural aging of Virginias. Part of it is this tastes extremely fresh to me.
I'm actually kind of digging it. Very sweet. I'm not getting a whole lot of bite for a Red Virginia, but also I've smoked a lot of Carolina Red Flake. I'm very familiar with it, so I'm going in with a lot of experience with it too.
I'm not at all. Walt, what's going on, brother? Good seeing you, man.
So this is a first impression, but not really. For me, it's a let's tweak it. Now, what's your first impression? You know what I mean?
Mark, what's going on, brother? Speaking of the devil, boy, I hope you haven't been lurking in the background the whole time. We were talking some bad things about you there a minute ago, buddy.
Thanks, man. Terrible.
So good to see you guys in here, man. I hope everyone's having a great day.
I don't know if this is sweeter than I remember. I think so because I remember Carolina Red Flake. I was looking at Walt's name on here, Carolina Kirk, and trying to think of Carolina Red Flake at the same time. And I was myself, but I remember having a little bit more earthiness to it, which Cornell and Deal Red Virginias typically have.
I'm getting a decent baseline as far as earthy tones go. to be fair with you, I'm getting a lot of good earthy base notes at the moment. It's I think as it's getting lit, it's coming around a little bit.
I feel like it might be lighter than the previous Carolina Red Flakes. I don't think it's as full. I don't think there's much body to it, maybe. Or maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's just the Perique throwing me off.
How much Perique are you detecting in this?
10% maybe. I don't know if Walt would know that. Walt, do you know how much Perique is actually in Carolina Red?
I'm getting a little bit of the Perique spicy, peppery notes. I was expecting nothing but stewed fruit notes from the Perique, but I'm getting just a slight touch of like a. I know it's usually our cigar tasting note language, but I'm actually getting a little bit of white pepper, in a way. So it's kind of nifty.
I get that. I would call that the pepper spice that the 10 mentions, but it's the white pepper.
Mm-hmm. Which I usually don't go that far in the weeds on pipe tobacco. That's more of a cigar tasting note, typically speaking. But yeah, I'm detecting a little bit of white pepper, and that's a pleasant surprise because in Perique, I really like the peppery Perique note myself.
So let me see, like Cornell and Deal. I can't think of the blend. Yorktown with Perique in it as 20% Perique.
I haven't had that. I got the regular Yorktown, but just not with.
It's Yorktown with Perique and has a different name, but it's 20% Perique, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it. But anyways, that has a lot more Perique than I think than this. So I'm trying to decide somewhere between 10 and 15%. I'm thinking. Yeah, Walt said the last one was 10%. He's thinking. So I'm guessing.
I'd be surprised if it was much more than that, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be totally surprised if it was a bit less than that. I'm not saying I doubt that it's 10%. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me.
I could see it being at 8%.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 10% sounds probably the best guess we have at the moment.
So it's there. It's noticeable for sure, but it's not a Perique powerhouse like something like Bayou Morning would be with 25% Perique.
I was about to say that's 20 or 25. 25, you say?
I used to know like what a Scudo was. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's like 12 to 15%.
Hey, this is hitting a lot better for me right now, man. I'll be honest. It's picked up what I was detecting and what I'm detecting now. It might just be me and not representative of the blend. But now that it's burnt down a little bit, I'm getting some great notes. I'm getting a lot of really, really good of those the darker Virginia notes.
And it will develop further and deepen too. Probably some more spice will come out if I had to imagine. And this, I have not had this specific Carolina Red Flake. This is just from my experience with previous Carolina Red Flakes and smoking a lot of Red Virginia. Typically, as you smoke it down, they get a little bit more full, a little bit more spice, a little bit more earthiness to it.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit more body to the flavor currently, and that's quite nice.
So, Red Virginia, even though it doesn't taste like a cigar, it has the most cigar characteristics as far as and the way the flavor profile develops. Red Virginia is a very, very complex tobacco with many subtleties and many different flavors. But it's very bitey too because of the high sugar content, and it can be very acidic. I guess is what I should say. It's tough to get it just right.
It's now that I got kind of a char base going with a little bit of layer of ash on top, so like the bowl's kind of established. The flavor coming from it's actually really good. I wasn't getting that at first up on mic, to be honest with you.
It has a beautiful retro hail. I'm getting a lot of bready notes too, actually, in the retro.
I'm getting some bread. I'm getting almost not quite a rye or pumpernickel, but we're getting into like some kind of a darker bread theme that's starting to give them that spicy quality.
I don't want to say sourdough, but something kind of bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's picking up for me in a nice way. I was starting to get a little discouraged.
So there's a little bit of black pepper from the Perique, more than I actually was going to anticipate. Not that this is a Perique bomb. It's used very condimentally, but I do get some black pepper, and there's still that kind of white pepper note that you pointed out that I usually associate with cigars. The white pepper note.
White pepper is typically not something. It's not even language I use usually describing a pipe blend. But that's not quite as dominant at the moment, and I think it's kind of crossed over to the classic Perique peppery, probably a black pepper type note at the moment. But yeah, I still taste a little bit of that white pepper flavor.
But not only that, I keep getting an actual pepper note.
Oh,
some kind of hot pepper, but without actually being hot. Not strong. This is a very subtle background flavor that you kind of got to look for. You know what I mean? This is not going to be your predominant flavor profile. This is peeking in the background kind of stuff.
It's picked up for me, man. I'm at a happy medium with it. It's smoking good. I'm getting it a bit hot. I'm being a bit rambunctious, but yeah, the flavor's there now. And when I was lighting it, I was a bit like, eh. But we're in a good place at the moment.
Through the retrohale, I am getting a little bit of that hot pepper. So there's black pepper, white pepper, and hot pepper all in one. But at the same time, it's not a pepper bomb. It's just a little bit of several types of pepper, but it's not overpowering by any means.
So, I don't know if you remember, Mom used to make hot pepper jelly with jalapenos. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the green.
Yeah, so we'd put the hot pepper jelly with cream cheese on a bagel.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have like a toasted bread note with the toasted bagel, and then like a creamy and hot pepper note. I'm getting almost all of that with this. I'm getting the bready note. I'm getting the peppery note. Not necessarily the creamy cream cheese note, but I'm just saying it's kind of reminiscent.
No, I get where you're going with that. Put some black pepper, everything bagel on it. That has some different spice on it. But it's some kind of red pepper to me, some kind of hot pepper without actually being overly hot.
Well, I'm fairly experienced with peppers. I'd love to know if you'd like pull a specific pepper note out of this, what it would be. That'd be interesting.
Peppers. It's not like a jalapeno where it has the green flavor that jalapenos have. It's definitely I'm thinking some kind of like cayenne pepper.
Diablo cayenne.
Nah, not too hot though, like a mild one, but
Diablo cayennes don't get too crazy hot, like on the grand scheme of things, right? It's not a super hot, but
it
wasn't Diablo. It was Dragon Cayenne. No, it was Diablo. I don't recall now. I grew some hot cayennes one time. I don't remember what they were.
I love peppers now. I used to not. But anyways, it's more through the retrohale where I'm getting that. Again, I think I'm focusing a little too much on this real subtle note because I just trying to find the words to describe it, but it's a very small part.
Hey, it's fun. What you know?
I'm not really getting the ketchup.
No, I'm not getting that tin note. When I was lighting it, I was a little. Now that it's lit, I'm not getting that at all. Yeah, I'm actually not a fan at all of the tin note on this. That doesn't smell appealing to me.
I've got some Sutliff Pringle Flake from a couple of years ago. I don't remember which year it was. And it's the one that has 17-year-old Perique in it.
Oh, okay.
Released. And the tin note was terrible. Dude, it was moldy, musty socks. It was the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen. It was the
sounds like a good cigar to me.
Well, it was the Perique, and it was just overly fermented, and it was just like too strong in the aroma for me. Beautiful smoke, though.
You're getting the blue cheese type vibes going on.
The worse it smells, the better it smokes. You know what I mean?
Not typically something I experience with pipe tobacco, because pipe tobacco, typically speaking, is not as fermented as cigar tobacco. And when you have some of these really, really, really high priming, strong cigar leaves that's been fermented down to kind of mellow out the just absolute sheer strength of the leaf, sometimes they get a little bit funky.
It was specifically the Perique where it is fermented.
Right, right, exactly.
Right. So it's been a couple of years since I smoked that blend. I'm sure I could smell the Red Virginia too, which was close to 20 years as well, if I remember correctly. And so it kind of had this ripeness to it, but it was
that's pretty cool though, man. Because the style of fermentation between Perique and the cigars I'm talking about is completely different.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I know what you're saying. There's a punginess that Habano has that I really love. I can smell it and know I'm going to like it. I can tell a lot about a cigar based on the smell if I'm going to like it or not. Not always, but typically.
If you smell the foot of it, and I mean not just like smell the foot, but like put the foot up to your nose and you like yeah, you're actually like cold drawing through the foot with your nose. It'll tell you a whole lot about the entirety of the cigar composition.
I'm so obsessed with the natural aroma of tobacco. So I'll pop a tin and take in the aroma. I'll take, like, for instance, this flake out. I'll break it up on my little tray here, and then the same thing. I'm basically like nasal
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I mean,
because the aroma will change after you break it up because it releases more, especially if it has the right moisture content.
People deep into wine or anything else is going to do the same thing. So
and that's what I've always thought of. My Virginia obsession, I'm like a wine guy, but I smoke Virginias. So I collect them, I age them, I sip them. You know what I mean? I enjoy the aroma of it, just the whole 9 yards. Hey, Piper 81, Mark, have you ever smoked Cornell and Deal's opening night? Of course, we're talking about Red Carpet, but that's another mostly Red Virginia blend that Cornell and Deal has that I'm a big, big fan of. And I was just seeing if you'd ever had that one.
I've never had a Red Carpet. How is it different compared to something like Carolina Red Flake? Because obviously they got some stuff in common.
It's very common. It'd be like the difference between. I'm trying to think of another Virginia comparison. Okay, that wouldn't work. I don't know. It's the same but different. Carolina Red Flake from the tin will have a little bit more complexity to it, whereas Red Carpet, it's a Red Virginia. It has complexity, but it, as you age it, it might get more complexity.
Walt and Mark both say that it's good. Walt says, yes, awesome. Mark says, yes, I have some. It's a good one as well. So both of them are familiar with it. That's interesting.
Very good blend. And I've smoked more opening night than I have Red Carpet. But opening night has that bright Virginia in it as well, more so than Red Carpet has, I believe.
I like bright. Bright's such a light flavor. It's like a lovely flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But I say that because red is by default a little bit closer to what I usually smoke, right? Earthy tones, you know what I mean? I'm probably more of a Red Virginia guy than a bright, but I like bright. Like in that full Virginia flake, I can taste a brightness to it that's like bright Virginia, you know?
Yeah. The way I always describe that is you have the bulk of the flavor, and then it's like you have this like thing hovering up here, you know what I mean? That isn't very loud, but you can still notice it, and that's the bright note, is what I always call it. Usually it's like a citrus note or something like that.
So, yo, Johnny's in the place.
It just got.
So, Tejano asked, how long have we been piping?
Since Dunhill was still.
So me and Hunter. Okay, if you don't know this, me and Hunter are brothers, and we were just speaking. Was it yesterday or the day before? We were trying to nail down some. It was last night, right?
Yeah, I think
when I had that squadron leader 10 we were trying to date it. We were trying to nail down exactly, like, for me, how long I've been smoking. And it's been, for me, and it's not been as consistent as Hunter. Since Hunter has started with pipes, he's been very consistent with it. For me, at certain points, it was like maybe it ebbed and flowed, and at times maybe it was just a couple pipes a month, and then at times it was full, fledged. But I think I've been smoking nearly 20 years. Nearly 20 years. Well over 15, I can say that.
I've been smoking a pipe for 12 years.
Knee had a grasshopper, Mark says. Lukester, our Appalachian brother from over in Kentucky. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah, so Hunter, I don't know if you've seen 209 Piper's video from earlier. He had a Savinelli with like a spigot system, and it was a 320 with a like a Peterson style spigot, right? And it was actually saddle bit. So they do make a 320 with a saddle bit, and it was gorgeous to boot. I mean, it was truly could have clinched it, and it looked really good. So hopefully Johnny will message in here and let us know exactly what that style of Savinelli was, because I don't remember the model. But it was Army mount with a saddle bit, gorgeous, and I think it would clinch better than like my Rossi 8320 would.
So the one that I had was unsmoked, and I never brought myself to smoking it, so I traded it for, I don't even know what I traded it for. I traded it for 2 other pipes to a guy on a forum, and I do regret that.
I really like mine, which it's a Rossi, but I love it. Except, same thing with my 8673, the taper happens a bit late and is a bit like, steep. But
now,
it's
good. I still have my main 320, but that one is the one I traded off that did
Eleganza, and it's a fake Army mount. But anyway, it's beautiful. Eleganza. Beautiful. I really like the mouthpiece on it, man. Are you familiar with that one, Hunter?
The Eleganza. Let me
look up the 320 Eleganza. He says the fake Army mount, it's not real, but that doesn't even matter to me. Just the actual dimensions of the mouth part of the stem, it just for me would be way more appealing, and it looks great.
No, see, mine was.
Mark's gonna get one, he says.
That's a silver, yeah. So that's like army mount with like the silver and everything. Mine was not quite that.
Look at the shape of the mouthpiece as well, though, because it's far different from a normal 320.
It's more Peterson style.
Very much, very much. I thought it was a Peterson until he said what it was. I wasn't focusing on the bowl head as much.
The one that I had was called a Gaius, Gaius 320.
And
it's like instead of metal on metal, it's like vulcanite onto vulcanite, but it's still the military mount. And then that Savinelli that snapped in two was technically military mount as well, just not with metal. You know what I mean? It was plastic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have traded that pipe. I just can't remember what I traded for it.
Everybody check out 209 Piper's video he put up earlier. Johnny there on the left coast. The culture vulture. He man, I'm telling you, that was a good looking pipe, man. And I'll be honest, it didn't strike me as a Savinelli at all. I didn't look closely. I was just looking at the mouthpiece and stuff. But really, really nifty. And we are Savinelli fans. I've just recently even ventured out enough to try Peterson's because I've been such an Italian fan of Savinelli and Rossi. But I will be honest, the Peterson ADS here, my goodness, I love this thing. Plus, the price was right. $50 off smoking pipes for their estate pipes. Wonderful pipe.
So I remember now the 320 that I had, which wasn't nearly as cool as the one I just looked up with the silver on the Army melt. That's bad egg. The one that I had, I traded it for a boutique custom-made blue poker and that Savinelli Bulldog that snapped in half. And then that poker ended up getting traded for 3 Falcon pipes.
Paul says I don't watch his channel. He uses saucy language. he offends Walt's delicate sensitivities. That's as good as when Blue Line came into the chat the other day and asked Johnny something, and Johnny says, I don't talk to cops. Oh, you guys are great. Bunch of a-holes.
I love it. Let the trash talk commence. Let's do
it. Yeah. Hey Walt, I will have you know I'm probably 3 beers deep, my friend, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
What do you got there, buddy?
Sparkling water.
Oh, Luxer says, you do too, Walt, when you're driving. I saw the video. Walt's coming out with the overhands again. He's tipped into his gentleman jack.
I'm about to do the same. I think I need a drink.
Oh man, I gotta run to the bathroom real quick. So I'm gonna light another bowl here soon, and it's not gonna be this. Don't hate me, okay?
You're good. I'm gonna be smoking this for the next hour. This is a pretty big bowl. I will say that nightcap I had last night was.
Man, I love nightcap. I love nightcap. I have some in a jar, but I'm not gonna dig into it. I'll probably do some of that Louisiana flake. We'll stay in the Virginia realm.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I got something to show you, by the way. Did you watch that last video I did?
I haven't got to yet. No.
Okay, so I got 6 ounces of Louisiana flake from Boswell's, and about 2 ounces, I'm guessing 1/3.
Oh, I saw the picture.
It's completely off color.
I saw that.
I'm gonna go grab that bag and smoke boil that in the ADS, and I want you to look at them when I hold them up and tell me what's going on with it.
Sorry to hear that, Walt.
Well, I got to work tomorrow too, but it's not slowing me down.
Having to work tomorrow is not an excuse not to drink. You're going to be hungover, you might as well get paid for it.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, man. I didn't go there. I'll be right back, guys.
Well, 209, I'm sober tonight. I like a little drink here and there, but I'm more of someone who just likes to sip. I do like a beer if I'm having a steak, or if I go to like a Mexican restaurant. Maybe after some yard work. But I was never interested in putting down too many beers. Now, I am a big fan of bourbon and scotch. I sip on a little of one or the other about every evening. So my thoughts on Carolina Red Flake. Well, if you've ever had Carolina Red Flake, it's a really good blend. Each year is a little different, but they're always very good. So this was great. I wasn't surprised by that. I kind of expected it to be. The way that it differed, now this is the first time I've had it with Perique, so I can only compare it to versions without Perique and not previous versions with Perique. The Perique's at about 10%, if I had to say. Enough that you pick up some of the spice, but it's more of just real condimental. But Virginias have a great flavor. Not too strong, not too spicy. They develop nicely as you smoke it down.
All right, guys. So Tejano is still in here, and man, I'll send you some of this as well, my man. This is a Virginia Perique with a cocoa top note, but it's done in a completely different style. So Hunter, check this out, and we'll grab two random flakes that are like, the different in color. And
Like,
I want you to tell me what your thoughts are on this. So this is 6 ounces of Golf and Hogarth Louisiana Flake. Here's the first one. Get the light on it there.
yeah, looks right.
Probably 2/3 of it was like this, which is exactly how all the photographs look like.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2/3 of it looked like this. Or 1/3. 1/3 looks that lighter color. Significantly different.
Yeah, they mixed up the blend. That's two different blends.
I'm telling you, dude, that's what I thought.
That happens.
I didn't want to bitch about it, but like, and it's all been sitting in a bag together, so it all has that cocoa top note. But yeah, I got 2 ounces of something that's not the Louisiana Flake in there.
If I had to take a guess, if it was slightly different in like one spot, it could just be the way
it's
the whole thing is lighter though.
Yeah, it's a seriously like 1/3 chunk of the flakes. You know how it looks like when it's layered together, it looks like part of the plug. It is like a significant like section is that completely off colored.
Or what may have happened is they got the mixture incorrect when they pressed it, and this section was too much of one varietal. But that's a mistake for sure.
It might be sold out right now. I got this from Boswell's like a week ago. Actually, Hunter helped me find it. Mushroom leg. Is it just mushroom leg? Mushroom leg piper? Mushroom leg?
I just call it mushroom leg. I'm not sure.
Yeah. He turned me on to this, and I've heard of it before, but I never actually look into it enough to purchase it. And he mentioned it, and I looked into it. He was looking forward to it.
209. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, the culture vulture in the chat is laying out the truth bombs. You're going to get me canceled, bro.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but I saw that and I was just like, "Oh gosh."
Oh no, that's great.
It.
That's great.
I love it.
Hey, I am not responsible for the things said in my chat. I just,
people don't like
it. But anyway, yeah, Mushroom Leg turned me on to this, and he was mentioning it, so I gave it a better look, even though I was like aware of the name. I just wasn't sure exactly what it was. But it is a Virginia Perique with a cocoa topping. And I've been searching for more stuff with a cocoa topping because I'm such a big fan of Wessex Burley Slice. And some stuff not so good with the chocolate topping, but this is quite good. It's nuanced. It's quite a different take on a vapor. It's good. I like it.
And touch up again here with Lukester on the Carolina Red Flake. He says he likes it. This is his first time trying it. So now, a few things you have to remember. I haven't smoked Carolina Red Flake in a year, and that was with a different pipe. Definitely not this pipe. I did not have this pipe a year ago. So there's a lot of variables that have changed that could lead to some of the variation in my current experience versus when I smoked it last time. But I think this is a little bit airier, maybe a little bit lighter, not quite as earthy. Actually, I was going to say not as spicy. I think it has as much spice, but the spice is different notes. So there's a lot of black pepper taste, more so than the tingle, some white pepper, and I keep getting a kind of a red pepper taste as well that I haven't quite been able to identify. When I actually put out the full review on my YouTube channel, when I get back to doing the reviews, I'll try to actually narrow that down to a specific flavor note, but there's a lot going on with it. It's a very complex blend, and it has a lot of similarities that make you know it's Carolina Red Flake, But at the same time, if you A/B tested this with last year or the year before, it's got its own thing going on. So it's enough to be the same, but also enough to be different at the same time, which is a really nice way to do blends that you release every so often, like Carolina Red Flake, is have certain properties that are identifiable and distinguishable and always the same, but then some properties that change depending on year to year.
Hey guys, if it's not apparent, if anyone's interested in actual tobacco reviews and tasting notes, please go follow the Pipe Hunter, my brother here. He actually does the thing. I am just a tobacco hound. I'm a caveman. I stuff it and puff it. And I put the flame to it. He actually knows what he's talking about. I do not. I'm here mostly for entertainment, so somebody will have something to laugh at, and he actually knows what he's talking about. But if anyone's interested in actual tasting notes reviews, please go follow the Pipe Hunter. He's got the stuff nailed down, and I'm just kind of enjoying it.
Well, that's not exactly true. If you really want to know something about an English blend, you're the guy to ask, because you've definitely surpassed me on the English blends and even the Burley flakes at this point.
I've got a lot of experience with certain pipe tobaccos, but it doesn't mean that I have. I'll be honest. Let's talk about reviews and tasting notes and all of this type stuff. I am infinitely more qualified to talk about a cigar blend and a cigar composition and cigar flavors than I am pipes, just to be frank with you.
Mine's opposite of that. You know what I mean? I can tell you what I taste with a cigar. When it comes to the nitty gritty, I can tell you a lot more about what I taste in a pipe blend.
I can get a lot more into cigars. There is not much with cigars that I haven't teased out fully, right? And that could be a full review. That could be a discussion on regions, a discussion on varietals, a discussion on primings, and I might be a little bit more willing to actually express what I am experiencing with cigars. Whereas pipe tobacco, I'm just enjoying it. I'll tell you what I like. I'll kind of tell you what I think about something, but I don't want to hang my hat on any very distinct flavor notes or anything like that, because it's just not where my experience is. I've experienced a lot of pipe tobacco, but to be honest, for such a long period of time, over 10 years, I was smoking exclusively English pipe tobaccos. So, although I'm not completely new to Virginia's, I'm not completely new to Burley's. It's not something I've dove into until recently, and I'm glad I have. But I got a lot of learning to do still, to be honest.
I think one thing with me is I'm mad ADHD, and so very early on, you realized that you enjoyed English blends. So you stuck to, for the most part, a few OTCs and a few English blends for years. And I say years for the people listening, I'm talking at least a decade. You know what I mean? From the beginning, at least the beginning of when I discovered actual premium tobacco, when I had options available, I was all over the place from the get go. I couldn't stay anywhere too long when I was moving around between this blend, this Virginia, that English aromatic, this Burley. I just couldn't settle down and call anything home. And so I think my ADHD just had me all over the place, where I learned a lot about everything, but not a whole lot about one thing specific.
Listen, 209 just brought up a great note. He said, I dove down that rabbit hole with cigars where I needed to be in total silence to identify every note. It became a burden, not a pleasure. I could actually expand on what he just said in volumes, and I'm not going to right now because it's going to sound all negative. But there's a reason at the moment I am focusing on pipes and not cigars. It halfway has to do with cigars and what you get for what you pay for, where the prices are going, how much is marketing hype versus actual product, and that halfway has to do with cigar culture, cigar industry, and cigar people. And I'm not going to poo on all that right now, but what I can tell you is I have very purposefully gravitated towards the pipe realm, and the amount of fulfillment and enjoyment that I have gotten out of it has been exponentially more. And I'll just leave it at that. I have pulled my hair out with cigar stuff, and it's a fruitless endeavor for me. I still enjoy a good cigar, don't get me wrong. But trying to go down the cigar rabbit hole and cigar media and culture and companies and stuff, I'm kind of over it. Me personally, not speaking for the pipe hunter.
I think we could probably agree on that. We'll get further into it at a future time. I want to touch on something 209 said as well, that he needed total silence to identify every note, and it just became a burden, not a pleasure. And so I love to do reviews. I haven't done them in a while because I've been so busy, but 95% of my pipe smoking is what I call casual pipe smoking. I'm not doing a review. I'm not prepping any content. I'm just smoking a pipe to smoke a pipe. Only like 5% of my smoking time is actually dedicated towards reviewing or something like that. That being said, I do it because I very much so enjoy to do those. But for me to actually do a review, I have to be able to also have the time and space to sit in quiet and really pay attention. I can smoke at work. I smoke my pipe at work all day long, essentially. But when I'm at work, I can't really focus on reviewing a blend. It's just casual smoking. So I smoke Burley blends and things like that. So usually I do my review time, working on the review in the evening, but it has to be everything has to line up, or else I just don't do the review. And so with us having a newborn for the past 5 weeks, I haven't really had time to do any tobacco reviewing because, life happens and you put first things first and priorities first.
Absolutely.
And I'm still doing the lives, still doing some, obviously the podcast. So I'm still putting out media per se. But when life slows down and I can get back to reviews, I will.
I think everyone understands that, man, really. And I'm happy for you. I'm sure everybody else is happy for you, and we understand completely. I'm sure to you, it's in the back of your mind, like, I'm not doing enough. But you're a father, and you have a newborn, and everyone knows and expects you to do the thing, right?
Yeah. Well, what happened was I took a month off work, paternity leave. About towards the end of that month, I was finally kind of getting used to my new schedule of having a baby. Well, then I had to start work back. So now it's doing this whole thing all over again, getting used to having a baby and work. You know what I mean? So I still haven't scheduled yet. I do have several reviews actually completely written. I always write my reviews and I actually leave them in the description of each one of my reviews. And those, I can write it better than I can say it, to be honest. But, I just have to find the time to do the video version. So,
like the Cornell. Since we have 10 guys in chat right now, I want to tease something real quick. I don't know how many of you guys are listening to the podcast, but you can find it right now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It is For the Love of the Leaf, and we completely nerd out on tobacco. It is not a lot of entertainment. I wouldn't go expecting for us to talk about our favorite sports teams and stuff. We nerd out on tobacco. That's what we do on this podcast. But what me and Hunter's been talking about is we are talking about changing the name slightly from For the Love of the Leaf, which is fine and accurate, to For the Love of the Pipe, so that maybe people searching for pipe podcast might find us easier, and we'll still do the occasional cigar, nasal snuff, whatever else. But just if you have listened to the podcast, or if you think you might in the future, right, let us know what you think about that potential name change. That's something we're teasing out, and we're probably going to go through with it. But just kind of filling the water, seeing what everyone thinks.
And so not only with the name change of going from For the Love of the Leaf to potentially For the Love of the Pipe, we are also, we kind of have been in a natural redirection, focusing more on pipes, because that's really where our interests lie at the moment. And I'd say the interest of most people that listen to the podcast as well. And that's not to say we won't do nasal stuff on there still, that we won't cover cigars still, but just kind of refocus, I think, on pipe content, really.
Mark says I just make up stuff on my reviews. Me too, Mark. It's actually goes way beyond my reviews. Most of my life has been a big line of bullshit, but it's working for me.
Mark, one's review. Just gotta write down what you taste. I'm not familiar with Shire Light. I'll have to look him up.
That does seem to be in Hunter's wheelhouse. Man, Hunter, guys, I'm telling you, he is as experienced with Virginias in particular as any person on this planet that I know. He really enjoys them, and he might not explain his love for Virginias at all times, but he loves the Virginias.
Well, I had help from a lot of friends, though. People pushing me in certain directions, giving me pointers, and Virginias is one of those things I really wanted to learn how to conquer. You know what I mean? And it's very rewarding when you figure it out.
Well, I'm in it at the point to where in my regular rotation I have one Virginia at the moment. So like I'm getting there, and that Virginia is very nice.
Now, as much as I love Virginias, I can't smoke them all day. I would end up with a tongue bite. As much as
it'd be rough on me, man.
I have a very sensitive palate for just oral health. I don't know what you call it, but I have to smoke Burleys today. So like my everyday blend is going to be a Burley, and then the special smoke in the evening is a Virginia.
Lukester says, I'd change the name to Intercept the Algorithm Monster. Makes sense to me. I mean, if I could not change the name to that, but actually intercept the Algorithm Monster, that would be great for all of us. I would blast all of YTPC on high, and I'd get sponsors from like Procter and Gamble, and we'd all retire rich. I just kicked the crap out of that table. All right.
Listen, my buddy turned me on to a podcast the other day. It's not a pipe podcast, but it has the funniest name I've ever heard in my life, and it's catchy. Ninjas or butterflies?
Butterflies are ninjas.
Is that what it is? Did I get it backwards?
Yeah, they're Christian. Man, they've been going down the conspiracy theory hole so daggone deep though, dude.
About skinwalkers and all kinds of stuff.
Ancient aliens, Genesis 6 giants, like they've been going down the rabbit hole.
The Nephilims, I mean, all of it.
Yeah, they have, man. I listen to them as well.
So you've listened to that podcast as well?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of podcasts, yeah.
That was a good one. And then they do the parody songs in the middle of it.
Yeah, dude. But you know, at the root of it, good Christian foundation. Very entertaining, very funny. Yeah, it's good stuff, dude. I'd recommend it to anyone that just needs some good, clean entertainment in their life.
See, I thought I had you on a podcast you didn't know yet. Guys, you don't understand how much podcast he listens to. It is that much. And I've been trying to find a good podcast that he doesn't know about. It's
audiobooks as well, guys. So where I work, 10 hours a day, 50 plus hours a week, I have to have hearing protection in. So I go ahead and listen to something while I'm there. And I consume an insane amount of podcasts, an insane amount of audiobooks. I am as well versed in history books as almost anyone you could point a finger at. Like, it would be hard to one up me. I will look at like like a volume set, like the fall of the Roman Empire, and I'm like, 191 hours, I can get that done in a month and a half. Just like I can crank out insane amounts.
Have you read a good Winston Churchill biography yet?
I haven't. That's one I have not. I mean, Winston Churchill has been a part of a lot of the World War II stuff I've listened to, but a Winston Churchill biography specifically, I have not.
My favorite historical figure, along with Teddy Roosevelt, and not the
Teddy Roosevelt,
but the man himself, Hemingway.
A lot of Hemingway, man. I'm very well versed on Hemingway.
About Hemingway, I've never actually read Hemingway, but I've read a lot of him himself. He's the original, most interesting man in the world.
I would start with Short Stories Volume 1. Get little chunks of Hemingway, you know what I mean? And then from there, Farewell to Arms, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Like, there's a couple full-length ones that are fantastic. But if you want to get like easy digestible, smaller amounts, Short Stories Volume 1, Ernest Hemingway, fantastic.
Gotcha.
Lukester says he's Appalachian impaired. Well, brother, welcome to the club. First time, is it? I spent my whole, elementary school years going through speech therapy, so it is a miracle of modern science that I'm able to communicate at all.
Well, the speech therapy worked better on you than it did me, but that's okay.
I don't know, dude. It's quite an ordeal for me to overcome to just speak publicly. It's not something I'm necessarily comfortable with. It is something I'm used to overcoming. And the way I overcome it is I just lean into it. And it doesn't always work, but it's always enough for me to attempt it, or else I'll just clam up.
So, Mark, I didn't know about that movie, but I do know about the stroke he had in World War II that they tried to hide. And then towards the later end of his life, he was plagued with like 10 or 11 strokes.
Interesting movie. I wonder, where'd you see it, Mark? Was it on one of the streaming services? I haven't watched a new movie in almost a year. This past weekend, I started 28 Years Later, the third iteration of that zombie horror film.
8 weeks or years.
Listen, dude, I got 10 minutes into it. I'm like, I'd rather go see what the YTPC's up to. You know what I mean? I suck at watching movies.
The last newer movie I actually watched was the remake of Red Dawn, because the original Red Dawn was like my stuff. You know what I mean? The new one was.
So Mark said that he bought the DVD, so that's awesome. I'll keep my eye out for that. That's awesome.
I like Mark. He's still buying DVDs.
I'm all about physical media.
Physical media.
Right here, guys. Physical media.
See this? An analog vape. Everybody else digital vapes. I've got the analog vape.
This is a mechanical wristwatch. Can you believe that? It's just springs, gears, wheels. It's awesome.
And I was going to show something else cool, but yeah, that's it.
I love the original Red Dawn. I'm old school, like survivalist type guy, so that's almost like the handbook for how to get started. You know what I mean?
But check this. During the American Civil War, if a soldier was shot, their chances of dying was so severe that they just had to amputate immediately wherever the area was. And so if they got shot in like a finger or a toe, they came up with these like really small amputee devices right in the 1860s to amputate the fingers. So
now you got it all wrong. That's not where that started.
That is how that started right there.
That's not how that started. They used that on me at birth. And then they want to argue my body, my choice. I didn't have a choice in it. Sorry, dude.
Well, that's where that went. Did they cut any closer to the skin? Any closer to the body?
I almost didn't have an outie. It almost turned into an innie.
You about got to pop a Viagra to take a whiz, but hey, so it goes. I wasn't like this till Walt entered the chat. I was being civil and.
Oh yeah, it's Walt. Blame it on Walt.
It was Walt's fault.
It's sober Walt. Even how are you gonna blame it on him?
It's sober. He wants you to think that sober Walt's an okay guy. Sober Walt is worse than not sober Walt. He calms down when he's drinking. That's the thing.
Hey, you know how much tobacco he buys when he's sober? How much tobacco does Walt buy when he's on a bender?
Okay, I'm not saying this is Walt.
I know how much tobacco I buy when I've been drinking.
Okay, I'm not saying this is Walt, but I never thought about that. Blackout, wake up the next day.
Yeah.
Here, I overnighted something from smoking pipes. So what I get? You know what I mean? Like, you don't even know.
I've done it. Not overnight, but I've done it.
That's funny.
All right, guys, it's almost 9:30. We're going to have to call an end to these shenanigans. Hunter, last thoughts before we, not a full review, but last thoughts on the Carolina Red Flake with Perique.
It's Carolina Red Flake, but it's different at the same time. It has its own complexities, and I don't know. I just need to spend more time with it. There's a lot going on, and it's kind of hard to do a review when you're also chatting and reading comments and having a good time.
It is. It's hard to stay engaged and then like really be introspective on a blend.
But it seems to be a very complex blend, as all Carolina Red Flakes are, and it seems to be smoking very smooth. I'm not getting any palate fatigue or any kind of tongue bite, which Red Virginia can absolutely give if you're not careful. So I think for a Red Virginia flake, especially without any drying time, it's behaving very well. So it gets a big thumbs up for me. But again, you have to be a Red Virginia guy to enjoy it.
Absolutely. Mark, Johnny, Lukester, everybody else in chat, Walt, guys, we appreciate you. This has been a midweek smoke session. Hopefully you guys have smoked something nice with us, just hanging out. Appreciate everyone for stopping by, and we'll catch you guys maybe again Saturday night after the podcast. We'll go live again. So enjoy the rest of your week, gentlemen, and we will catch you guys again very soon.